Welcome back to the show. This is episode number 5 of 10 Things Real People Can't Live Without. And today we have an extra special guest. Our guest for today is Dr. Lea Famularcano. Now, if you were following the podcast or the YouTube channel, Lea, we had a guest prior who was a nurse. So this time we have a doctor as our guest in the show. And she likes to call herself the pivoting physician, and we'll get into that when she introduces herself. But more than being a distinguished doctor in West Virginia, Leah is a, how do I say it? We're childhood friends. We
I
grew
think
up
we
in the
are.
same neighborhood back in Quezon City in the Philippines. She's now in West Virginia. I'm in California here in the States. We grew up in the same neighborhood in what I would call the wonder years, right, Leah? When we were
I
growing up
would
as
say, yeah,
teenagers, from that special time from
it
high
was in the
school to
late
college.
80s to late 90s. I think we're dating ourselves, but I think it's okay.
Late
It was
80s, yes, and the 90s.
80s, early 90s, and I would say it was a group of very special people. Shout out to our friends.
Yes.
We developed really deep friendships during that time as
Yes, the friends you make during that special time are the friends you
yeah.
really have for life where you were ready to support the channel. So thank you so much, Leah.
Oh, absolutely.
I know you're a very busy professional, and I know you're a very busy wife and parent. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, Leah.
So I am Dr. Lea Ramos Famularcano. So you knew me as Ramos. That's my maiden name.
That's
And
right.
I'm a physician here in West Virginia. I trained as a family medicine physician and then transitioned into obesity medicine, and so that is my niche now. I'm a medical director of obesity medicine in one of the major hospital system in West Virginia, Vandalia Health, Charleston Area Medical Center. And I am also, like you mentioned, I am also the pivoting physician. That is my website and a brand that I am developing. I am the CEO of Pivot Point Wellness, and it is a coaching program optimizing health for individuals. So I have my job as a physician, and on the side, I also coach people for them to be able to reach their optimal health.
Link to the Pivoting Physician website down below in the description for our listeners who want to check this out. Dr. Leah, on the obesity side or the obesity medicine side, does that include, like, for example, the bariatric surgery? Is that what you call it? Or
Yes.
do you assess people too so that you can see if they're ready for that procedure?
Yes, and you definitely described it to a T. So we ha- our office is a bariatric center
Mm.
primarily, and then I joined the practice as the obesity medicine physician to help out to prepare, like you said, our bariatric surgery patients to determine if they are eligible for bariatric surgery. And if they aren't, and if they choose not to have surgery, we can also offer them medical options. It used to be where we used oral medications, but now we now have access to more powerful agents like the GLP-1s that you may have heard about, and it has revolutionized our practice, really.
Thank you so much for that information, Dr. Leah. Let's get to your list. I'm sure
Okay.
our listeners are very excited and very interested as to what a physician like yourself here in the States, the top 10 things that a physician can't live without. And let's start with
Okay.
number 1, which is productivity or work related. What are those two things or what are the things that you can't live without when it comes to your work?
Okay. So just recently, our organization implemented this app. It's called the Clinical Agent. It's Oracle Clinical Agent, and it's just in the recent months, actually, in the last 3 to 4 months. And it's so funny that you named your segment, things that we cannot live without. And I feel like this has been truly life changing for physician. It's an AI scribe, and I'm sure a lot of
Mm.
people have used it to record Zoom meetings and things like that. But as a physician, it has truly been life changing because it has cut some of my working hours. So if in the past I would have spent an extra maybe 2 hours to document and finish my notes. Now I can finish it right after the patient leaves, maybe just a couple minutes or 2 or 3 minutes to spend a little bit polishing and finishing it up, checking it out. And it captures a lot of things. It captures a lot of the conversation, and it makes the note really more how would you say, more readable,
Mm.
and the flow of the note is more interesting, I think, and it captures a lot uh, that is going to be helpful to whoever might be reviewing or reading the note later.
Yeah, I have a lot of doctor friends also. I went to school with them and everything. And all of them, not that they're complaining, but they're saying it really has become a big part is administrative. So you're
Yeah,
saying this AI agent has really cut down that work significantly for yourself.
it has it, and if you may speak to, and I think it might be, I'm not sure if it's universal or maybe a US physician problem, but we are
Mm.
required to document a lot, and it takes a lot of our time. And it used to be where, a family physician would end seeing patients at maybe 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, and they would be staying in the clinic until like 7 o'clock or 8, and then come home and still not done with their work. And then they would, after they've taken care of their families, they then do some more notes, finishing their notes till the evening time. And with the advent of these AI scribe, it has cut that work time a lot, and have allowed a lot of physicians to spend more time with family. And I think that's
Mm.
really very important in utilizing these tools, is that you get to create
Right.
time for what's important, which is family, right? And
So,
I know that you would understand that,
oh yeah.
with Henry, being in that very interesting age. I'm sure that you would rather be spending time with him rather than being in front of the computer.
Of course, of course. So Dr. Leah, you mentioned family. So that AI agent from Oracle is for work, for your work as a physician.
Yes.
But on the family side, because you're a mom and you're a wife. In terms of productivity or serving your family, is there a particular thing that you can't live without on that function?
Yes. And one of those things is an app, or I think it's an app. Yes, it is an app called YNAB. And it stands for You Need a Budget, right?
Wow.
And before I actually discovered this app, I was more reactionary with my spending, right? So I would be, oh, I need this, and like, you just buy without thinking. But with this app, actually, things have become more intentional. I'm able to plan ahead of time. Okay, so if we're eating out, I will set out this amount of money for this week or for this month to spend on eating out. And once that fund is gone, I know that hey, you know what? We're not gonna eat out anymore. That fund is depleted. So like,
We'll wait
I
for the next month.
they wait for the next month. I mean, not, but you kind of like be in that sort of mindset that, hey, you set this
Right.
aside for this one, being intentional about the things that you spend on. Because
Right.
even though you might have some disposable income, right? But if you're
Right.
not watching, it can really get away from you.
Yeah. So, Dr. Leia, how did you discover YNAB? How did you hear about this app? Because I've never heard about it. I know about other finance and budgeting apps, but I've never heard of YNAB.
This is really interesting, and I hope that you get into it, because it has really, again, it was really life changing for me when I discovered it. I discovered it from my money coach. I have a money
Mm.
coach that had really helped me look at my finances, think about my future. How am I actually making money? And one of the ways is like really getting to the nook and cranny of your spending. And so this has really helped me really focus on that. The very principle of you need a budget is that
Mm,
you assign every last dollar a job. So say you
mm,
got your paycheck, it goes into the app, right? Like the amount goes into the app or you enter it.
mhm.
Everything gets assigned into this little spending, right? So
Right.
first you might prioritize your investment first because you want to try to pay yourself first, right?
Right.
So and then the next part is bills, right? So mortgage, bills, so those are important so that you can continue to live in your house.
Of course.
And then after that, then you could decide on like, okay, so fun, like you could assign fun spending. So then you know that you can spend this amount for going out to the movies, or going out to eat, or even assign, and this is the fun part for us because we travel a lot, right? So
Mhm.
I assign, like say we say we're gonna travel in December. So I already assign some amount so that by December, I'm not thinking of where am I going to get the money. I already have it.
And then how long have you been using YNAB now?
I have been using it for about 4 to 5 years now.
Oh, that's a long time. Okay, I thought it was just this year.
Like it has made consistency is key in a lot of things that you do. For
Mhm.
it to be effective for you, have to be consistent about it. And in the past, before that, and of course, as a physician, we are higher income. And even though for some it might be hard to believe, but even though you are high income, sometimes you feel like you're living paycheck to paycheck. I
Yeah.
don't know. It just, like your lifestyle, if you're not
Adjusts.
thinking about it,
Yeah.
if you're not thinking about it, and if you're not intentional about it, it gets away from you. And
Right.
so even though you're at a higher income, you feel like, "Oh, where did that money go?" you know. But
Right.
once I learned how to budget in this way with YNAB, I found that I actually have a lot of money being wasted.
Mhm.
So you
Yeah.
want to be able to find those little things. And then now with YNAB, the way that you know that you have been successful with your budgeting is when the age of your money goes higher. So
Nice.
instead of like that feeling of paycheck to paycheck, like you're waiting for that 2 week paycheck, the age of your money becomes 30 days,
Right.
45 days. So that's
Very
when
nice.
like you get comfortable. You get
Right.
comfortable with the amount of money in your bank account.
So that's on the work and productivity. Let's move to personal care and wellness. What are the items that Dr. Leah can't live without?
Okay. So this is one that I've used since residency. It's a CeraVe moisturizing cream. Especially here in West Virginia,
Mm.
we get harsh winter sometimes. I suppose not
Mhm.
harsh compared to, say, Colorado, where my son is. But still, in the wintertime, your skin gets really dry. And CeraVe was introduced to me by a dermatologist that I was working with during my residency. And she would recommend it to most of her patients that are suffering from eczema, dry skin.
Mhm.
And since then, I've adapted that practice of using this every day. What she recommended then was like, okay, so within an hour, or actually not within an hour, but like within 10 minutes of a shower, you use this
Mhm.
and you will feel like really moisturized throughout the day until the next time that you shower. So you really feel it. So yeah, so if during the winter time you have a lot of skin dryness, you use it. And during the summer, I actually use the lotion part because
Mhm.
it's a lighter lotion. And then since then, though, CeraVe, this is developed by a dermatologist, contains
Mm.
that will capture moisture in your skin. And since that time I've been using it, they've developed into like a full skincare. So Most of my skincare are CeraVe, and the good thing about this product is that it's available at your at CVS or your local pharmacy. I like to think of myself as low maintenance, and so the easier the better. So CVS pharmacy, Walgreens, or what you have in your neighborhood, you can find these products.
Very nice. So you buy it in CVS. You
Yeah,
particularly, you
yeah, I
drive to
have a
CVS and buy
neighborhood.
it there.
I have a neighborhood
Nice.
CVS here, and that's where I buy it. Like I've introduced it to my family. My husband uses it, and it's just a range of products that are trustworthy, dermatologist endorsed, so you cannot go wrong.
Let's move on to number 3 and number 4, Dr. Leah, and that is food and drink. When it comes to food, what's that one food item that you can absolutely can't live without?
Yes. And you probably will relate to what I say, Filipino food, right? So
Oh,
for us immigrants, right? For us immigrants, I think the last thing that disappears would be our love for our food, or not necessarily love
yeah,
for, but like the need to have that food, right? So
right,
we assimilate pretty quickly our language. Like we might learn it pretty quickly,
right.
some customs, but food, we seek it out, right?
Of
And
course. Yeah.
so I think that adobo is one. We cook it. We what we do is that we cook it in a big batch, put it in containers so that it's ready.
Mm,
We're busy people. My husband is a physician as well, and so during the weekday we really don't have time to cook. And so like we call it mega cook, and we cook a
mhm,
batch and put it in small containers. So what we
right.
have in our freezer usually any given time, we have adobo, nilaga, and tinola, and then lumpia. So those things that we actually
Wow.
cook and then put in the freezer for to be so that we could quickly access it at any time during the week.
What type of Filipino food do you find is the hardest to cook? Because I know adobo,
Oh,
tinola, nilaga, those are
oh,
standards,
so
right?
easy, right? Yeah.
So easy to prepare. But what's that a certain Filipino dish that it takes a lot of preparation and takes a lot of time to cook it?
I think kare-kare might be one. It's my favorite. So kare-kare might be harder to access, with
Yeah.
stale, peanut sauce. I suppose you could just purchase peanut sauce, but I think that might be more labor intensive. Dinuguan would be one. I don't make them at all. So I only
Yeah.
get dinuguan. We're in West Virginia, so Filipino food is harder to access.
Mm-hmm.
So but there is, like I was telling you about earlier, there is a Filipino restaurant that we drive to sometimes, and it's about an hour. About
So you and your husband drive an hour for Filipino food.
Yes, sometimes,
That's
yes.
understandable.
Right?
Completely
Yeah, yeah, you seek
understandable.
it out, right?
That's why when I go to a Filipino party and there is dinuguan or kare-kare, I go straight to that, and that's
Right.
the dish also that I take home because I know those two are so hard to prepare at home.
You're
And
right.
then Leo, when it comes to drink, well, to beverage, what is the drink that you absolutely must have and cannot live without?
Yes, cannot live without, right? And people can relate to my answer, I'm sure. It's coffee, right? I'm a coffee person, and I have to have it early in the morning. Like, you can't talk to me until I've had my coffee, sort of situation.
Is there a particular brand of or type of coffee that you can't live without?
You know what? Like I said, I mean, I'm low maintenance. And so grocery coffee, Seattle's Best is what's available at our store at any given time. So yeah, so it is good coffee. I usually do medium roast. That's my
Mm.
level of caffeine in my drink. So not necessarily like strong, strong brew or whatever, but some medium roast will do for me. And just
And do you
about
take it
between
black
one,
or with cream and sugar?
I make it black.
Oh, just pure
Used
black. Oh,
to,
nice.
yeah, it used to be where I put I put coffee in my creamer, but not anymore. I've matured a little bit.
So, how many cups of coffee do you go through on a particular day?
Oh, just about 1 to 2 cups, not too
Okay.
much. Yeah.
And from a physician, that's it's fine, right? That's what you would.
Oh,
That's
yes.
okay for like a regular person. No more than one
Yes,
to two
yeah,
cups a
one to
day.
2 cups, yeah.
Very nice. So
Then
when it
no
comes,
later than oh, sorry. No later
go
than
ahead, go
2
ahead.
PM. No later
No
than
more
2
coffee
PM,
after 2.
because then it will start to affect your sleep.
There you go.
Yeah,
And as you know, not a lot of people might know this, or everyone might know this. Sleep is very important to the metabolism, also, right?
it is, yes, yeah. It is definitely one of the pillars of health is adequate sleep.
And then, so we've tackled food and drink. Let's now move on to clothes. In terms of clothes, what's that clothing item that you cannot live without?
Yes. So I really spent a good amount of time thinking about what clothing item uh, to put on there. Because like I said, I mean, I love fashion. I have a lot of clothes, and so I couldn't really pick out an item to talk about, right? But I love socks, and my family knows that I love socks, and I get gifted socks, and I'm happy about it. So, but
Unlike the
there's
other people.
right, yeah, I'm happy about it. I wear fun socks and things like that for work. But anyway, so this brand is called Darn Tough Socks from Vermont. So they are, like they are made in Vermont. And I discovered it in one of my hiking trips in a national park in West Virginia here. It's called
Mm.
the New River Gorge National Park. And since I've discovered it, like maybe 10 years ago, 7 to 10
Mm-hmm.
years ago,
Oh, wow. That's a long time, too.
yeah, and those socks still are with me. They last
Mm.
forever. And during hiking, they keep your feet dry, and
Mhm.
like they really feel comfortable in your hiking boots. Less redness or
Mm-hmm.
calluses. You develop
Blisters.
like
Yeah.
less of the blisters or calluses. I really love them. I've shared my love for them with my sister, and she loves them too. They have it for all season. They have like summer where it's more thinner
Mm.
socks, and then for the winter time they have like ski socks, or like for boots for work. So I use them. They fit really well, and they're very comfortable, and you can hike for hours in them. I just love them, and you might explore the website, Ricky,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
try one for yourself. I think you're gonna love it
I
too.
will. I'm gonna check this out because I do love socks as well, and I'm always on the lookout for comfortable but also durable socks. Are you saying 10 years?
Yeah, yeah.
No holes.
No, none,
Oh
none. And
wow, that's
they
fascinating.
actually, I mean, and they guarantee it too. So if it actually
Mm.
had holes, that I could actually send it back,
And they'll replace it or
and they'll
refund your
replace it.
money
I think it's
completely.
a lifetime guarantee. So
Wow.
it's a good one.
I love it. Now let's move on to from clothes to footwear. I know, just like nurses, doctors are also on their feet the whole day, so shoes are
Mm-hmm.
very important.
Right.
For a doctor like you, what's the type of footwear that is an essential for you?
For work, again, like I said, I'm into fashion, and so I have a lot of shoes, and I change
Mm.
shoes. I have platform shoes, I have sandals like that for work, and I'm
Mhm.
work in the office, and so I sit most of the time, and so I'm not like, say, our nurses that are on their feet a lot when they
Mm.
are doing hospital work. So that's not how my practice look like.
Okay.
Really, mostly I'm sitting talking with patients. So again, I have a lot of shoes that none of them really that I cannot live without. But
Mhm.
but this particular shoes is my hiking shoes are the ones that I
Mm.
cannot live without if I'm hiking. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of
So if
course.
I'm hiking, these are the shoes that I wear. They're the Merrell Moab hiking shoes.
Oh, nice. And then
Yeah.
how did you bump across this? How did you hear about Merrill Moab as your hiking shoes?
So it's funny, like, so I do hike a lot, and we go to national parks quite a bit, and I've noticed that a lot of the people who are hiking wear kind of like it's almost a uniform. Like you go out there, and it's almost
Okay.
the
Okay.
uniform of the hiker. So I thought to myself, this must be the go-to shoes for hikers.
Mm,
And so I asked one person like, where'd you get your shoes? And she said they're Merrell's, and it's this one
mhm.
particular model is Moab, and she told me that she's
Okay.
had it forever. And I like durable things. I want to buy things and not buy them again.
Mm.
If I could help
Buy
it,
them for life. Yeah.
buy them for life. And
Right.
I like to read reviews, right, of
Mhm.
things that I buy. And a lot of the reviews on these pair of shoes is that they last forever. And a lot of their owners, they have a hard time parting with them just because they love
Mhm.
them so much. So I would say when I'm hiking, I cannot live without my Merrell.
And then where do you buy them, Leah?
So my pair, which I still have, I just replaced actually the
The
shoelaces,
sole.
but
Oh, the laces. Okay, okay.
the shoelaces. Um, I bought them at REI.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So you were observing other hikers and you saw that they were wearing Merrell, and that's
Yeah.
how you discovered it.
Yes.
Very
Yeah.
interesting. Now, so you talked about hiking. Let's go into travel. When it comes to travel, I know, doctors go to a lot of conventions and seminars and so on and so forth. So you do log in a lot of travel miles. What's a
We
travel
do.
essential for someone like you?
So there is this neck pillow called Wonder. So I think since I discovered it, I have not traveled without it. It's and you're showing it there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this looks different. It's like a wraparound.
It wraps around your neck.
Okay.
Your head could go in any direction, and it feels supported.
Mm,
And it's just very, very comfortable. You can definitely have a good night's sleep if you're traveling, overnight, say to Europe. You could just put that on and sleep and feel rested after.
Now,
And
how did you hear about this particular type of neck pillow and then this brand? How did you discover
now
this?
this one is Facebook marketing.
Okay, you saw
I
an ad.
fall into I fall into some of those too, and so this one has been one of those that was a good buy. It was a very good
Mm,
purchase, and I really like it. It comes in it comes in a bag, and so you could like roll it and put it in a bag, and so it's not cumbersome. It's not cumbersome
okay,
to take along, and I just kind of tie. It has you can tie it in your bag and forget about it, and then when you need
nice.
it, you could, and then you use it. So
So you
there,
saw an ad on Facebook and you clicked on it and you were like, "Oh, this looks nice. I'll buy it."
yeah. For me, it takes a while for me to be sold to.
Mm,
So it probably took a while of me clicking, and
mm,
it takes me a while to be convinced. So I read reviews, and as you know, with Facebook, you fall into this algorithm, and they like keep showing
yeah,
you. If you click it one time, they keep showing it to you, and eventually,
right.
I read the reviews, and it really did have great reviews, and so I bought it, and I bought one for my sister too, and so
Okay.
she
Your
loves it.
sister's lucky, huh? She gets a lot of benefits from you.
Yeah,
So,
so I shared with her. I actually bought her Merle Moab as well.
so Let's move on to something else. So that was travel, Leia. When it comes to entertainment, how does Dr. Leia Ramos Famularcano entertain herself? I know you're very busy, you have a very high stress job, very demanding. How do you relax and how do you entertain yourself?
Yes. I like everyone else, I like to stream movies
Mm.
or TV shows. And so my favorite is Netflix. And I don't
Okay.
know, Ricky, if you remember Netflix when it all started, it used to
Oh
be
yeah.
where they deliver the DVD to your house.
Yes.
So
They would
I
mail
have
the actual
been,
DVD to your
yeah,
house. Yeah. I remember that.
the red envelope. So I
Yes.
have looked forward to receiving that
Mm,
envelope. It was after Blockbuster, right?
right.
We've been around a long time, huh?
Mhm.
But anyways, it started there. So I've been a Netflix member since then. So would have
Mm.
been 2000. I remember being a resident and I started doing Netflix. So that has been a long time ago. Almost 20 years now that I've been a Netflix
Wow.
member. Anyway, so streaming Netflix is one way
Okay.
that I unwind and relax. And
Mhm.
typically it's on Thursdays. My husband knows that on Thursday is my binging
Mm.
day. It's my last day of the week. I work Monday to Thursday. So my
Okay.
Friday is Thursday. So on
Okay.
Thursdays I stream shows, either Netflix or Apple TV. So
Oh, Apple TV also.
those are my favorite streaming network.
Is there a particular show that you're streaming right now? Like, what's your favorite? But either on Netflix or Apple TV.
So streaming right now, The Morning Show is one that I watch.
That's on Apple TV, right? With Jennifer
Yes.
Aniston.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, on Apple TV. And then one thing that I recommend to a lot of people would be feel good TV shows like Ted Lasso. I
Mhm.
love Ted Lasso.
That's also on Apple TV.
Yes, on Apple TV.
Yeah.
And then Shrinking.
I love Shrinking with
I love Shrinking.
Harrison
Oh,
Ford. Yeah, I love that
Harrison
show.
Ford. Yeah. Well, it's good. We
Yeah.
have the same taste in shows.
Right, of course. So now that's entertainment. We're down to the last two. Wow, this went by
Oh,
very
okay. That went
quickly.
by. That
I know. So for the last two, number 9 is accessories because you mentioned, you love the socks from Darn Tough and then the Merrill Moab. When it comes to accessories, Dr. Leia, how do you accessorize yourself and what's that accessory that you absolutely must have and you can't live without it?
so I like to track my health data. And so I have started with wearables in
Hmm.
2014, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, since 2014, and I started with Fitbit. So Fitbit has been around for a while. I've gone through, like the earliest model where it's just like a small, I don't even know how to call it, but like it's
Mm.
very small step tracker. In the beginning it was just a step tracker, but it has
Mhm.
evolved into a lot of things. It tracks my sleep, it tracks the app you could even track your food intake. It gives you a lot of information. What's your resting heart rate, heart rate variability. And so all of that, it has evolved in the last, 10, 12 years that I've been wearing it. I'm a very loyal customer. And
I noticed a lot of the things you talked about. You've been with them 3 to 4 years, 10 years, 14 years. So you really do buy things for life, and you really
yes,
stand by them. Is what I
yes.
noticed.
Yes. I don't know if well, I did a on the pivoting physician, I actually did a personal review of Apple Watch. And I
Okay.
have been a time user of Fitbit. When I tried to, it was trendy, everyone was wearing
Mhm.
the Apple Watch, and I'm an iPhone user, so I thought
Mhm.
the transition would just be easy.
Right.
And it wasn't. I was really accustomed to how Fitbit
Mhm.
worked for me. With Fitbit, the charge lasts for about 5 days. or
Oh,
even
wow.
yeah. And
Okay.
when I transitioned to the Apple Watch, it only the charge only lasts about 12 hours, and
Oh my God.
I
That's
was
terrible.
I was irritated
Yeah.
about that, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I want my data. I don't want to think. Don't want to be thinking about charging it every night or whatever.
Right.
So I really want easy, no fuss. So that's
Yeah.
sort of my, like the way I live my life is no fuss, right? The less decisions, the better for
Of
me.
course.
And so it was easy. I returned that Apple Watch after 2 days. I said, this is not for me. And so I went back to Fitbit, and
Mm.
I'm still a Fitbit user until.
Wow. My wife swears by the Fitbit also compared to
Oh,
the
good.
Apple
Yes. Yeah.
Watch. Yeah. So, last but not the least, and I think this is the one that's the most important, especially for someone like you who's in a very high demand occupation, right? How about self development and continuous education, Dr. Leah? What's that you consider an essential or you must have it? What is that for you?
So for self care,
Mm-hmm.
I think I put a couple of things there, but I want to talk about the Peloton app. I
Okay.
think for the Peloton app has been one thing that had helped me be consistent with my exercise or my movement. So we don't necessarily have the bike. We have a different brand of a bike, but I
Okay.
can still use the app for
Okay.
for the classes,
Mm.
for whatever. It could be on the treadmill, it could be on the bike, but what am I trying to say, more than the treadmill or the bike, the stationary bike, they also have a
Mm-hmm.
lot of other workouts there: strength
Mm.
training, yoga. They have meditation, so like it's all in one. And
Okay.
I think that, and it also tracks you if you did a workout or not. And so of course, your brain would want to get that check mark, right? And
Mm.
so if I work out, then it gives me that mark. And if I do a 3 day streak, it will celebrate that for me. It's like, yay,
Mm.
you've done a 3 day streak. And then if you do like a 5 day or 7 day, and it just keeps going, right? So that is sort of like the dopamine hit that you get to keep you going. And so I think that this app had helped me become more consistent with my daily activities. So it tracks that movement, and then so I have been a Peloton app user now for I think about 4 to 5 years, and it's a paid app, but I think it's worth it because nothing out there has helped me be consistent with my workout.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that it really helps. It really helps. And you don't necessarily have to have the bike. We don't have the bike, or
I
there.
didn't know that.
Yeah, you
I
don't have.
didn't
You
know. I
just
always thought they were married to each other. You had to have one or the
no,
other.
no. I thought that too, but a friend of mine said, you don't have to have the bike, and the app
Mm.
just works by itself too, and
Right.
it has a lot of benefit. It's a paid app, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like a tiered membership, so you could choose what works for your budget for sure.
So there you have it. The 10 things that Dr. Lea Ramos Famularcano can't live without. I definitely learned something, and I hope our listeners learned something too. I learned that you're very loyal when you buy something or
Yes.
subscribe to something. You're with them for a few years, or if a lot of years. So
If
you're a
it's
very
good.
it's you're a loyal customer and a valued customer. Unlike me, I change my mind almost every year. Like I go with the fashion or I go with the
Mm-mm.
seasons. So it's very rare that I stick to something for a lot of years. So unlike yourself. So I learned that about you, but I
It's
also
exciting. Yeah. It's
I
exciting
picked
to
up
have new ones every every.
yeah, but I picked up YNAB, Darnwell socks,
Yeah.
and then
That's
also the Merrill Moab. So that's
yes, yeah.
I already picked up a lot. So thank you so much, Dr. Leah. Of
You're
course,
welcome.
the
Thank you for
links
having me.
The links to all the items are in the description below. And also, this is a YouTube channel. So please like, share, and subscribe. And also, most importantly, comment below because that really helps the engagement of the site and keeps the channel going and encourages us to invite great guests like you to share the 10 things that they can't live without. Dr. Leah, is there anything that you want them to check out? Like you mentioned the pivoting physician. What's the website address to that? And I'll include that in the link also below.
Yes, so it's the pivotingphysician.com. I write a weekly blog and it's focused on health and wellness, and you hopefully, if you check that out, pick one or two health tip from me, and I put out an article or a blog post every week. And I'm also, like I said, I have a coaching program. So if anyone
Hmm.
might be interested to work with me to work
There you
on
go.
optimizing their health and their weight, I can help you with that. And so, yeah, so contact me through the website, or I could also give you my email, Ricky, if they want more information regarding the coaching program.
Sounds good. And on the website, it's pivotingphysician.com.
Yes,
Nice.
you got it.
So once again, Dr. Leah, thank you so much for your time. I know you're very busy. Thank you for accommodating us. So I thank you. And there you have it for the show. We'll see you in the next episode.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.